Lesson 111. This is a review lesson. There's a review of lessons 91 and 92. 91 is miracles are seen in light, and 92 is miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Before the review, there's an introduction. In the introduction, Jesus describes the resistance we feel in the form of unwillingness to practice the lessons as he prescribes. If you are forgiving yourself for any lapse and remembering to use the ideas if you feel shaken, then you are doing well. You will be practicing the course very well whenever you are forgiving. Forgiveness is our only function here. He also makes the point that your mind knows what to do with the lessons. He has perfect trust and confidence you will use the lessons well. In the Manual for Teachers, there's a part where he states, the curriculum is highly individualized and all aspects are under the Holy Spirit's particular care and guidance. And he goes on to say that some only need a smile. So when you think about the perfect trust and confidence of using them well, that should be thought of along with the Holy Spirit's particular care and guidance. So don't judge whether or not you're doing them right or you're thinking about them right. You have to have some trust that at the level of the mind, the Holy Spirit is working with you so that you'll get the maximum benefit from each lesson that is possible. One thing I want to run through on the reviews is the idea of levels of the course. There are deeper levels of the course, but as he says in the manual, some people only have need of a smile. That's a way of saying there may be some more surface levels that would be the most helpful to a given student, and some deeper levels that might be the most helpful to a student. And again, this is not something we decide, but I'm going to describe them. So when we talk about miracles, we can think about it. I've kind of divided them up into 3 levels of the way we can think about it. At the first level, we would see a miracle in the world of form. The miracle is outside of me. The miracle is in the world that I believe I live in. The second level, we would see the miracle as being inside of us, but inside the body. The miracle could be experienced as feeling better about yourself as a body in the world, or believing that you have a contribution to the world and that you bring something to the table that is healing or improves the situation, and that you carry the miracle in the body. And the third would be the miracle showing you who the dreamer is at the level of the mind. And that experience is apart from the world of form and apart from your little self as a body. So where you see the darkness, as he mentions it in lesson 91, I cannot see in darkness. And then in 92, he says, my weakness is the dark his gift dispels. So where you see the darkness is where you'll see the miracle. So in the world of form, if you believe that the darkness is your grievances, then you'd see the miracle at the level of form. So to put that in other words, I guess as an example, an easy example would be you have a pain in your arm, and the miracle is your arm not hurting anymore. And you might say, oh, I held a grievance against Jane Doe, and now I don't, and now my arm feels better. So you see, that is all tied to the level of form. So grievances hide the darkness that's in my mind. The darkness only exists at the level of mind. It gets projected out into the world, but you can't heal it in the world. Even if it seems like you heal it, it'll pop up again somewhere else because you never went to the source. The source of the problem, source of the darkness, is my mind accepting darkness instead of truth. So when you withdraw your grievances, when you withdraw the projection of the darkness, meaning withdraw the grievance, and don't see the cause of your suffering as being outside of you in the world, that brings it back to the level of mind. And that is where you'll experience it. Now, whether or not you see the miracle in the world of form within your body, or you experience it at the level of the mind, the love that inspires it is the same. The source of the love, the sort that you experience, the source of any happiness you experience, is always the same. It's always the reflection of heaven, the reflection of God's love, the reflection of his peace and his light and his strength. And there may be a tendency to say, well, I want the deeper level. I want the deeper level. But really, that's not for us to decide. It's basically going to be the way that we experience ourselves, wherever we're at. If I think I'm angry because somebody did something outside of me, that's where I'm at. As you move through the course, you'll get a deeper and deeper understanding that nothing outside of me ever hurt me. I am only hurt because I rejected the truth in favor of separation. I wanted the idea of separation, and now a world arose. And now, in order to maintain that world, I must maintain grievances. Grievances and judgments are what keeps the phenomenal world in awareness. Without those, only the miracle is left. As the Course says, you think without your ego all would be chaos. But Jesus assures us, without our egos, all would be love. So when we say miracles are seen in light, miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one, and we go through these review lessons, we can think about those levels and maybe have that underlying understanding that we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep moving up the ladder, and eventually we will experience the miracle, the true miracle that shows us who the dreamer is. And from that perspective, we'll never see the world and our little self in the same way again. So I guess I'll just end with a Course quote, one of my favorites. I've said it many times. It's a blessing for you. May your world be gently lit by miracles.